Hello students of Stanaton. Today we'll discuss the same chapter, chapter 5b, with a new interesting topic, concave lens. Notice the picture on the screen. If you remember my previous lecture, you'll be remembering that when we were using a magnifying glass in front of the sunlight above a piece of paper, the paper burnt at a point because all the sun rays converge at that point and hence the paper burnt. Now, when a concave lens is held in front of sunlight and a paper is placed, you will be interested to see the paper is not burning at all. Let us find out why this is happening. Because in concave lens, the reflected rays diverge. They does not converge at a point. After refraction from the concave lens, they diverge. Hence, the paper does not burn in case of concave lens. Now, we'll discuss the characteristics and location of the image for a concave lens. Now, to determine the location and characteristics of a concave mirror, in first case, we will consider when the object is at infinity. For this, suppose we will consider two incident rays. Here we have two rays, one ray, this is parallel to principal axis, and this is the second ray which is parallel to principal axis. This is our principal axis. Now, after refraction, this ray diverge and this also diverge. So, when we extend it on the other side, it meet at this point. Hence, we will get a virtual, erect and highly diminished image. Now, case 2. In this, when the object is at any finite distance from the concave lens. Suppose this is our object and we have taken two incident ray. One which is parallel to principal axis, it diverges after refraction, and the second ray is the ray which is passing from optical center and it will pass undeviated. So these two rays will meet at this point and hence we'll get our image at this point. The characteristics and the nature of the image is virtual, erect and diminished. From above, we notice that irrespective of the position of the object, the image formed by a thin concave lens is always virtual, upright, diminished, and it is situated on the side of the object between the focus and the lens. When the object moves from a large distance towards the lens, the image shifted from the focus towards the optical center of the lens and the size gradually increases, but it always remains smaller than the object. The second case, when the object is at a distance equal to the focal length of the lens, the image is exactly at the midpoint between the optical center and the second focus of the lens. The table is given in the book. Go through the table. Now, the sign convention and lens formula. Lens formula says that 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This is our formula for the lens. It is also called lens maker formula. Very first we will be familiar about these terms. Here we have V, U and F. Now, V is our image distance, U is our object distance and F is the focal length. We measure the distance from O optical center. So where, suppose this is our object, so the distance from object to the optical center is labeled as U. Suppose this is our image. The distance from optical center to image is labeled as V, and the distance from optical center to focus is labeled as F. So these are the terms. U is our object distance, V is our image distance, and F is the focal length. We will discuss the sign convention. There are 4 rules for the sign convention. The very first rule is this optical center O in both the lenses is chosen as the origin. Whatever distance we have to measure, we'll start our measurement from this O optical center. Suppose this is our object. So to measure the distance, we'll start our measurement from here O to the object. So this distance is our rule number 2. For concave lens, the focal length is always negative, and for convex lens, the focal length is always positive. Once again, for convex lens, the focal length is always positive, and for concave lens, the focal length is always negative. Next rule, number 3. All the distance measured in the direction of the incident rays are positive. All the distance measured in the direction of the incident rays. Suppose this is our object. So the incident ray, we take 2 incident rays. So the direction of incident rays is from left to right. So all the distance which is measured in this direction will be taken as positive. Rule number 4. Height above the principal axis are positive. Now suppose this lens is our O optical center. So if we are measuring above this, it is positive. If we are measuring towards this right, that is the direction of the incident rays, all the distance are positive. If we are measuring just opposite to the direction of the incident ray, any distance, it will be negative. If we are measuring the down below the principal axis, any distance, that is the height of the image, that will be negative. This is our object. The distance from here optical center, this distance is U. This is our image. So the distance from object to image, this is our V, and this is the focus point. So this distance from object to focus point is our focal length. We have to derive the relation among these 3. Now suppose very first we'll consider these 2 triangles, triangle ABO and triangle A-B-O. Since these 2 triangles are identical, this is angle is equal to this angle and this angle will be equal to this angle. These 2 triangles are identical, hence we can write OB and A1 OB1 are identical. Therefore we can write BA by B1 A1 is equal to OB by OB1. Similarly, triangle DOF and triangle A1 B1 F2 are identical. Therefore we can write OD by B1 A1 is equal to OF2 by F2 B1. But BA is equal to OD. So instead of OD, we'll put BA, and the equation becomes BA by B1 A1 is equal to OF2 by F2 B1. Now from equation 2 and equation 1, we get BOB by OB1 is equal to OF2 by F2 B1. Now for convex lens, OB is the distance of object to the optical center. So this is optical center. We are going in this direction to measure the object distance. Hence, u will be negative. OF2. This is OF2. OF2 is the distance of the focal length. We are going in this direction from optical center to measure focal length. Hence, it will be positive. Now, OB1. This distance, again we are going in the direction of the incident ray to measure OB1, which is the distance of the image, which is labeled as V. Hence, V will also be positive. Substitute the value of OB, which is equal to U, OF2 is equal to F, and OB1 is equal to V in the third equation. We get that minus U by V is equal to F by V minus F. And when we simplify it, we'll get UF minus VF is equal to UV. Now we'll divide both the sides by UVF. Dividing both sides by UVF, we get by UVF, U, V and F. So U and F cancel, U and F cancel, here we'll get 1 by V. In the second case, if we divide by UVF, again F and F cancel, V and V cancel, so here we'll get 1 by U. Again, for the third case, if we divide here by UVF, UV and UV cancel, and here we'll get 1 by F. So, dividing both sides by UVF, we get our formula 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This is for convex lens. For concave lens, same in third equation, we'll put the values for concave lens. Here, OB will be negative because we'll start our measurement from O and we are going the opposite direction of the incident rays to measure B, OB, so U will be negative. F2, focal length, again negative, opposite to the direction of the incident rays. And OB1, this is our O, this is our B1. Again we are going opposite direction of the incident rays, so OB1 also be negative. Putting the values of OB, OF2 and OB1 in third equation, we get our relation as minus U by minus V is equal to minus F by minus V minus F minus V. Simplify, get UF minus VF is equal to UV. Now again we will divide both sides by UVF. Suppose in the first case, if we are dividing by UVF, same way as we have done in the convex lens, here UF and UF cancel, 1 by V left. Similarly, if we are dividing UVF on this side, UV and UV cancel, 1 by F left. Hence, we get our formula for lens 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F.